Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me and choosing to give this to yourself. These next 6 parts, we decided to add another one to give you a bonus. I hope you enjoy that. So you're going to walk out of this training completely transformed, and I'm so excited. So make sure that you post your comments, post what you enjoy, post your achievements, post the extra money that you're creating because of the value in this training and what it does for you in your business. Share the content you learn here on your profiles, on your platforms. Absolutely do that so that you can get amazing results. We love to hear about it so that we know also what to create more of, what's working for you. So we're giving away this training, and we're giving away for free, and it's the best of what I've learned from over $150,000 of investing in myself. We want to give it away for free to you because other people charge thousands of dollars for it. I'm so excited for this, but I wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why some people who are so capable never achieve anything in life? I remember literally I felt like this about myself, and today you're going to learn how to overcome that so that you can stop wasting your potential and start living that life that you know you can. And I want to show you this picture of me smoking a cigarette and drinking 8 years ago. This was actually 8 years ago that I was doing this every single day. I was dealing in drugs, I was getting into fights, I was like so many young men, so lost in life, and I just had no direction. One day I actually passed out unconscious, and because I was at a casino and I fell and I cracked my head on the concrete and I got a brain injury that day. Changed my life, completely changed my trajectory. I woke up and it was literally like I had pressed a reset button on life. It was pretty tragic at the time. I was at the hospital. Doctors almost had to drill into my head to release the pressure from my skull. I had a brain bleed, and they almost had to do that. And they literally told me, Ben, you've got a choice you have to make. Either you can keep drinking and doing drugs and risk having permanent brain injury for the rest of your life, or give it up and you'll be better, you'll be okay. I made the decision in that day to change my life. That was 8 years ago, and ever since then I've been sober and focused on leveling up my life, and I will tell you now, it has never been the same, and I've never looked back on that decision. But luckily, you don't need to have a crisis like that if you're willing to learn from my mistakes. So you don't have to have a traumatic brain injury to change your life. You can just follow this training and thrive. So luckily, you don't have to do that. There's a quote in the Bible I want to share with you, which is that when there is no vision, the people perish. Where there's no vision, the people perish. I had no vision back then. That's why that happened to me, I believe. As soon as you decide on your vision, everything else that isn't in alignment with that begins to surface in the form of obstacles. So obstacles are signs that you're moving towards your goal, because if you didn't have a goal, you wouldn't know what's an obstacle because you wouldn't have a direction, you wouldn't know what's in the way. So many people would prefer to live an average, mediocre life than face the thunder of overcoming obstacles and rise above the clouds. Why? Because it's so easy to coast in this life. We are conditioned for it. We're primed for it. Most people literally would rather be a jellyfish being pushed by the currents of life. Pushed to the left, pushed to the right. They don't mind because they don't have to do anything. They don't have to participate actively. And it's not their fault. They were just conditioned like that. The only thing is that someday the jellyfish winds up on the shoreline of Antarctica, and it's very cold and it's very lonely. And they can't do anything about it because it wasn't their responsibility where they ended up. They didn't take ownership of the process of life. So they just lie there waiting for something to change until they get cold enough. Now, a shark or a tuna is different. A shark can swim left, it can swim right, it gets to eat whenever it wants and whatever it wants, and it's respected by all. So we're conditioned to be a jellyfish in front of life, raised at the effect of the economy. It's so unstable. The government, they charge too much tax. Our family, they demand so much of us, they don't appreciate our boundaries. Our negative relatives, they're so cynical, our negative relatives. Our financial situation, I've got too much debt, and these demands of that. And our genetics, oh, I can't do that because I have that in my family. The only thing is, it's not hard to pick up excuses and reasons. It's easy to point the finger outside, but sooner or later we literally start to wake up like I did and realize, holy crap, my life isn't the way that I want it to be. And then we decide maybe it's time to develop some fins. Have you ever noticed that almost everyone sets goals, especially at New Year's, but when you ask them in March how they're going, 99% of people just have reasons and excuses. Every year they play this cycle, and it's not their fault. But I made a mistake when I started out. I set income goals, and so many people starting out as a coach set income goals for themselves. But what I learned is it needs to be a lot deeper than the money. Once you start earning enough money, and you earn a lot of money, you need a deeper motivation, you need a deeper drive, you need a vision. Because when you earn enough money and it covers all your needs, you pay off your parents' house debt, you do all of the stuff you want to do, you realize that money doesn't even matter. Money is just there to enable your vision to unfold. So your vision starts as a weak, unproven seed, and it grows in strength with the energy you give it through daily actions and habits. It ends up becoming an indestructible force with the momentum of the time you've given to it. For our vision to have enough pull, you would need to be able to see, hear, and feel it. How your life will be positively impacted strongly enough to be worth doing all the work for that to happen. It has to be compelling. So your vision must be strong enough to pull you through the negative emotions and resistance that comes up while building a business. Because building a business is the most uncomfortable thing you'll ever do, but it's so worth it because of what it allows you to have. Freedom of time, freedom of money, not needing to answer to anyone, being a leader in the community, earning as much money as you want. So as you sit there like listening to me, the single most important thing at this stage is the compelling nature of your vision. How compelling is what drives you? It is what you come back to every day. When your energy flags, you look at your vision. When you hit an obstacle, you look at your vision. It's your oasis. Your unwavering flame is your vision. Literally, most people that struggle as a coach have a small vision. They have weak vision. They have short-sightedness, which we call short time horizons. The only thing is they only think about the immediate next goal, the 1, 3, 6, 12 months in the future. I want to earn 10K months. Yeah, but what about after that? So nothing exists after that. So they actually can't get there because they wouldn't exist after that. Unconsciously, that's what the unconscious mind has going inside of it when we do that. So usually it's something external, and it's usually a want and not a need, not a must-have. When they come up against obstacles, they turn away. We're going to set you up in the next 3 sessions with a compelling vision for your life that as long as you take action on it, it will absolutely magnetize you into your goals. It will expand your time horizons, and it will enable you to become much more successful in your business because it opens your mind up to the greater context in which your current situation occurs. The horizons we have are only limited by one thing, and that's beliefs. Beliefs build and beliefs destroy. Bruce Lipton. At the end of the day, the only thing that tells us how well we can do or how badly we might do is our beliefs. Recently, I discovered something very, very powerful. The most important concept that if applied correctly will absolutely shatter your old belief patterns and build new ones to become an unstoppable force on the planet. I call it the master algorithm of evolution, and it goes like this. It goes beliefs that you have becomes the thoughts that you think, becomes the actions that you do, your behaviors, which create the results you observe, and which reinforce the beliefs you have. And that's the cycle. Your beliefs create your thoughts create your actions create your results reinforce your beliefs, and the cycle continues. This is known as what's called a feedback loop. There are positive feedback loops and negative feedback loops. Positive feedback loops create the most successful people on the planet. An example of a positive feedback loop is you want to create a 10K per month business, which is a thought, comes up as a belief. Okay, it's possible to create that. You buy a program and you follow the steps, you take action. You close your first client, you get the result, you realize that making 10K is nothing and you can create 100K per month in a business. That's the new belief. So you can see how this new belief would inspire more thoughts than actions, and then results which will create another even more empowering belief, becoming an unstoppable force on the planet, continuing this positive feedback loop. It's really important to note that negative feedback loops really exist as well, and they take you in the other direction, and they are responsible for all the pain and suffering on the planet. An example of a negative feedback loop is you're curious at what trying a drug is like. Okay, you have this belief, oh, maybe drugs would be nice. Take a drug. You have this thought, taking a drug, what would that be like? Maybe I'll take a drug. Your friend gives you the drug, an action, you take it, action. You feel really good, result, it's okay. You have this belief, it's okay to do the drug. It's not as bad as everyone says, that's the belief. So you can also see how this new belief inspires more behaviors to keep using the drug. And it would result in a potentially catastrophic ending. There's so much value in identifying these feedback loops in your life and engineering them to serve you in creating your goals. So these were the keys behind making the shifts I mentioned earlier. And the keys to feedback loops are, the key to changing feedback loops is to interrupt them as early in the process as possible. The later you interrupt them, the greater the inertia you need to fight with, which is like changing the direction of a drop of water as over a river. The easiest place to interrupt the feedback loop is between results and beliefs, in between, just before the cycle begins again. Feedback loops create more feedback loops the longer they occur, according to the pole they operate in. Positive feedback loops create positive feedback loops. Negative feedback loops create negative feedback loops, just like drugs. People that do illegal drugs start doing harder drugs. People that create money start creating more money. So the amount of times a feedback loop is allowed to circulate is proportionate to its power, meaning what you focus on grows. The more you do it, the more powerful it becomes. When you interrupt a feedback loop 5 times in a row, and you interrupt it 5 times, it loses 80% of its power over you, over the individual, if it's a negative one. Here's how to interrupt them. Notice the result you got. If it wasn't the one you were happy with, then notice the feeling that travels from down to up. So when you feel the belief, when it comes up through after the results happen, you look at the results and you feel a feeling. You know, that feeling comes from down in your body to up. You'll notice. Catch the feeling as it travels upward and interrupt it. Interrupt the pattern before it becomes a thought by clapping your hands. Either say, I'm a master learner. I am unstoppable. Do some kind of empowering statement. I am impossibly powerful. I'm a genius. I'm stronger than God. I'm absolutely insanely capable of doing anything I want. Or have a cold shower, breathe deeply, looking at the ceiling of how your goal will feel when you get it. This is how to interrupt it. Reward yourself for your action taking, thanking your unconscious mind. This is how to interrupt it. This is how to break negative feedback loops. And then you sit down after you do that and you just answer the following questions. What did I do well? What didn't I do well? What will I do differently next time to get my results? Success is less about doing lots of different things and more about doing the same set of simple disciplines every day. That's what it's about. Then you interrupt the feedback loop, just let go of how it feels between 0 to 5 times, and then just notice it's going to get 80% better after I finish the 5th. Make that interrupt the new unconscious behavior. Because the best place to intercept the negative feedback is between results and beliefs. Here's some examples of beliefs that will help you be successful, which you can interrupt with at this stage. So we're going to write down, I want you to write down these empowering beliefs that you resonate with the strongest and bring them to the next few sessions and comment them in the chat of the YouTube videos. There's some limiting decisions we'll go through first and then the positive ones. So the main 3 ones that new coaches between 0 to 10K per month have, and you might resonate with some of these, is what if I can't make back money once I invest in a program, if I want to invest in a program. The second one is I won't have the time to make it work because others need my time more, which is a boundaries issue. And then the third one is there's too much to learn and I get overwhelmed. So they don't take action. Now the 3 new empowering beliefs they need are I think I can learn anything, So that means that I can increase the value of my service. That means I can charge whatever I want. And then the second one is I can create the time, because setting boundaries with others is an act of self-love and it impacts everyone positively. The third one is I'm backed by a proven program, international accreditation, and a network of six-figure coaches that care about my success and are supporting me. If you don't have that yet, then if you install this before you have it physically, it will be attractive. Trust me on that. So in conclusion, overcoming the past self is just a matter of installing new beliefs that are in alignment with your vision by interrupting just the current negative feedback loops in your life that you have going on. So to make the most out of this training, I want you to answer just 5 easy questions. What is your thought when you see yourself in the mirror first thing in the morning? This is really important to understand where you're at when you start. What are your good habits that help you? What are your bad habits that don't help you, that you have going on? And how would you describe the version of yourself you needed to be to effortlessly achieve your biggest business goals? Just 3 sentences or less. Put this one in the chat box for this video. So pause it now, finish that, and then put them in the chat box. What skills does the future self need in order to effortlessly achieve your goals? Put that in the chat box too. If you're sick of waiting to be successful and you're hungry to fast track your success, there's a link in the description to book a 15-minute call with my team to run you through our 6-figure action plan so you can implement it straight away. I'll see you guys in part 2 of this training. Playlist link is in the description and it should come through on the end screen of this video. Have a beautiful day. Chat to you soon.